Indiana is one of 10 states that doesn't provide any state dollars for preschool, but that's about to change. State lawmakers agreed last year to fully fund kindergarten. Now, as Sarah Whitmire reports, a preschool pilot could begin as soon as the fall.
Walk through the halls of Busy Bees Academy in Columbus, and director Kathleen Holliday says you'll notice something different.
Everyone has a stake in each child's education.
Teachers here are charged with preparing each of the school's 115 4-year-olds for kindergarten.
We're also just giving them a foundation for learning.
90% of a child's brain is developed by the time they turn 5.
Well, we know we have a large group of children who enter the kindergarten doors and they're already a year to 2 years behind in their learning and development.
That's Michael Kahn-Powers. He's the director at the Early Childhood Center at the Indiana Institute on Disability and Community at Indiana University. He's written numerous policy briefs about pre-K education.
And even with the best kindergarten teachers, it's hard to catch up. And kindergartens have changed so much now because they have strong educational outcomes they need to be meeting. They don't have the time and the luxury to slowly ease all children into formal schooling. And so once behind, then the likelihood is they'll always be behind.
According to the most recent census, only about 40% of Hoosier 3- and 4-year-olds get any preschool, and even fewer attend high-quality programs. Governor Mike Pence made finding money for pre-K his #1 education priority this session.
I believe we can start in the area of early childhood development.
His proposal seemed doomed to fail. But in the waning days of the session, lawmakers revived it, putting the onus on the governor to come up with the money to pay for it. A difficult proposition, given that state revenues are down. Pence recently announced cuts to higher education, and he sold the state plain.
I'm very confident that even in this difficult and uncertain economy that we are managing the state's resources in a prudent way and in a manner that's going to preserve our budget surplus as well as our budget reserves and meet the obligations of our programs around the state.
Pence says he's already identified those pools of money that add up to $10 million within the Family and Social Services Administration, but he hasn't released the specific areas to the public. He says the cuts won't mean any reduction in services. And at least 10% of the money for the pilot is supposed to come from private donations or federal dollars. That can add up to $5 million. There's no cap on the number of students who can be in the pre-K pilot. It's limited only by the amount of money available.
Yes, it would be nice that more children and families could benefit. Beggars can't be choosy. We need to start somewhere, and waiting for everybody to be served, that could take a long time.
Here are the details. The FSSA will select 5 counties to participate in the program. The FSSA will oversee the program. Eligible families must make 127% of the federal poverty level, or about $30,000 for a family of 4. Grants awarded will range from $2,500 to $6,800.
Choosing childcare is one of the most important decisions families will make.
Kids can go to top-rated childcare centers on the state's Path to Quality scale, that is levels 3 and 4. But pre-K researchers are skeptical some of those programs will be high quality enough to make a difference in the education of very low-income children the pilot targets. A study Kahn-Powers conducted found some level 3 programs weren't particularly strong.
You know, they weren't any better than folks that were not participating in the Path to Quality. Research across the country generally finds that quality rating systems aren't always aligned with education quality.
The pilot also includes up to $1 million for a study that will follow the kids in the program through the 3rd grade. Pence says the study will give lawmakers data on the impact the pilot had that they can then use to determine how to best expand pre-K.
It's the Indiana way. As we get started, we put our money where our hearts are, and then we deliberate, we consider, and we're careful.
Monroe Smart Start Coordinator Jennifer Myers joins us now for more on these pre-K programs. I wanted to start first with a map that our state impact team came up with. It's very interesting. It's on our website, but we wanted to show it now. There are 9 counties that don't have access to any level 3 or 4 rated pre-K programs. Now they are in white there on the screen. Only about 20 counties have more than 10 level 3 and 4 providers. So when the FSSA selects the participating counties, how do you keep it from focusing on those urban areas?
Right. It's a good question. I don't know at first if that's going to be possible, just because as we focus our efforts on those cities and counties that have passed equality level 3 and level 4, when we look at some place like Bloomington, we have 7 that are level 4 and 12 that are level 3. And when we look at the need for the number of seats for early child care, kids that are going into the system that are age 4, we know that as our county, we don't have enough seats for those kids, which is problematic for, smaller towns and certainly smaller counties.
Now, given the limited availability of the high-quality pre-K programs, is there a balance between accessibility and high quality?
Absolutely, yes.
And what is that?
I think that the dollars drive that, and we're living in a modern society where when we don't have the dollars that are able to fund that pre-K and tuition-free based education, we know that the kids who need it the most are not getting it, and that's the sad state of affairs that we're in. We're lucky, we living in Monroe County, where we have people that are trying to pick up those pieces and to try to fill those gaps, like the United Way of Monroe County and the Community Foundation of Bloomington and Monroe County, so that we're starting to fund those slots and working with our area public schools and helping to gain more slots for children who are low to moderate income families through Title I funds.
Now, part of the legislation mandates parental involvement. How would you envision that in this program?
Well, parental involvement is key. I mean, we know that that a child's brain is fully developed, 85% of that brain is fully developed by age 5, and so we know that parents are a child's first teacher. And we know that the home is instrumental in that. And as far as early childhood educators, they're not only teaching the kids that are within those walls of their classroom, but they're also teaching the parents how to be involved with their kids and how to have a great impact with their child.
Very interesting. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.